I'm trying to start the doggone episode, but somebody ain't paying attention.
Why would you even start it without telling me we're starting like now?
How long we been doing this doggone?
Okay, so anyway, he usually says like 1, 2, 3, okay, ready, go, and then he starts talking. He don't
First
just
of all,
sit
I don't
there
say
and
1,
wait.
2, 3. I say 3, 2, 1. Get it right, woman.
Okay, so this is what we're talking about: arguing about facts instead of feelings, and he just proved that just now.
I got in my feelings real fast,
just a little bit,
and that's not the way you argue. So we're going to teach y'all how to argue this week. Did I say argue?
You was trying to get it out. He was. I wasn't going to say nothing.
We're going to teach you how to argue the right way, because there's a such thing. See, if you let your feelings get in the way, them arguments going to be straight garbage. Mm-hmm. But if you let the facts hone in there, you keep everything on facts, you'll get through them arguments so fast.
Yes.
You'll get through them
You'll be able
peaceful.
to resolve. I'm about to say, we'll be able to resolve it a little bit better.
Absolutely. So that's what we're going to do this week on the Perfect Pair Podcast.
Okay, so now, arguing about facts instead of feelings. I don't think we really understand that we're doing that because we want to make a point to each other about why we're upset and how it's making us feel. Yes. So again, the reason why you keep going back at them because you want them to know how you feel. So for instance, like I feel like he doesn't ever pay attention to me. I'm not saying this for real, but like I feel like he doesn't pay attention to me and he doesn't I don't know, rub my back. I don't know, all the time. Like
just whatever reason.
Yeah, whatever reason it is. And then I'm like, but you always do this. You always doing that. You don't never do this. In his eyes, he always does it.
Right.
I do it every single day. And I'm like, okay, you did it 5 times. Man, please, I do it every other day. And so now we're going off of how we feel. He feels like he does it every day. Mm-hmm. I feel like he doesn't do it enough.
Yep.
So that's what we're talking about when you're arguing about feelings instead of facts. And when you do that, I don't think you understand. Like you're more extreme about how you see things and how you view the argument. So you're just focused on yourself and your feelings, and I need you to take yourself and your feelings out of it. That's the main part I want y'all to really understand.
Throw it out.
You got to take it out, and now y'all got to find out like what you're really, 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 really arguing about. I was watching this show, The Couples Therapy. It's on like Showtime or something. But this couple was arguing with each other.
Come on now.
And they were arguing, and what they were arguing about is pretty much she felt like he didn't want to spend time with her, and or if he did, it was like he was being forced to spend time with her.
Right.
And she didn't want him to be forced. She wants him to want to do it and like talk to her more, not talk to her as like we're in passing, if she's like a roommate type person.
Want to have a conversation.
Right. But he wants to spend time with her, but he feels like every time he's around her, she's always yelling, upset, mad about something. So he's non-confrontational, and he don't do that. So he avoids talking to her to avoid an argument or pissing her off and making her mad or upset. And he tries to stay away.
Right.
Because he doesn't want that, but he does want to be with her. So the fact of all of that, because she feels like he don't want to be with her and want to be around her, but he feels like she's always mad, so I don't want to be around that.
Right.
So these are their both feelings, and they're just clashing because they're saying how they feel. Not saying we don't want to hear how each other feels, but after you've already heard how each other feels, at this point, now y'all got to start dealing with facts because both of y'all are not agreeing. She wasn't agreeing that she's always upset, and she's saying she's upset because he doesn't want to do this. He said, well, that's the reason why I stay away, because you always upset.
Message.
Okay, now that's done.
Okay.
Now, what the fact of the matter is that both of them want to spend more time with each other.
Now let's talk about it.
That's the bottom line. That's what you got to find out in your argument. What are y'all arguing about? What is the core? What is the foundation of the argument, and why is it starting? Oh. And y'all both have to agree on it.
Come on, there you go. You stop right there. Let me jump in because you both have to agree on it, because I get it. When you're arguing, when you're mad, when you're frustrated, you're going back and forth with each other, you want to, you choose not to slow down because you want to hurry up and get your point across. You want to drive. This is why I'm bothered. This is why I'm angry with you. And you want to get all your feelings out at that moment, which is okay, fine, no big deal.
Right.
But sooner or later, you're going to have to calm down, hit the timeout button, hit the pause button, and say, okay, what are we arguing about? What are the facts? Okay, now let's keep it on the facts and let's have a discussion.
Right.
It's okay to agree to disagree on things. Let's talk. Let's not yell and let's not keep track. Let's not pull up the calculator and say, you did it 10 times. Oh, you did it 20 times. Well, every time I do this, you do that. Now you're just like, really? Y'all doing them pity pat games?
That's where you're arguing with feelings, because that's how you feel. Like, because I'm a woman and I know how I am. Like, don't take my feelings out of it. I'm trying to express how I feel. We like to express how we feel, and I get it. You've expressed how you feel, obviously. So now he knows or she knows. At this point, you need to stop, because they're going to express how they feel. And you probably 9 times out of 10, you ain't going to agree like, no. But at this, right then, after that, y'all need to just stop and feel, okay, what do we want? What is it that we're trying to get out of this argument? What is the purpose of us having this argument?
Absolutely. But there's one point that I think we have to break down, because people may get confused when you say, you got to take your feelings out of it. Because if your feelings are hurt, right? The reason why we're arguing because your feelings got hurt.
Right.
Something happened. It bothered you.
Right.
So when now we're asking you to take the feelings out of it.
Right.
And you're saying, well, wait a minute, how am I going to take the feelings? If you don't, you're going to keep having arguments that are unresolved.
Yes, I promise you, you're gonna be real petty, and you're gonna just look at them like, man, I don't care. And you'll be mad, and it's gonna keep lingering. Like, if you learn this technique,
yes,
it will help you.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell y'all exactly how to do this technique.
I'm glad you said that.
Right after we talk about our...
Oh, is it time to eat?
Yes, our sponsor, which is...
Every Plate?
Yes.
Is it time to eat?
Listen, I got to tell y'all about Every Plate. It has saved my life during the pandemic.
Come on.
Because, listen, when the pandemic hit... I don't know about the other mamas in the house. All of a sudden, you got this responsibility to feed your entire family 3 to 4 times a day, and that wasn't my go-to thing. I wanted to not cook all the time, but EverPlate made it so easy for me. I had the food delivered to my doorstep, and it's fresh.
Yep.
Already packaged. It has the amount that I need to season, cook my food, everything, all the instructions right there. And it's less than 30 minutes. That's the one thing. It was less than 30 minutes.
Man, let me tell you something. They break it down to you like you a third grader.
Yes.
Easy to follow recipe cards. Like, literally, it's easy to follow recipe cards, and you don't have to put in a whole bunch of time and energy, because if you got a busy lifestyle like we do, and you got a family, you got to feed your family and stuff, man, this is a perfect option.
Exactly. And listen, it will not hurt your pockets.
Oh, yes.
Like, if you really think about each meal that you're preparing, it costs as much as a coffee, if not less. Like, y'all know how y'all be drinking y'all's coffee and everything. This can feed your family, and it's not going to break the bank. That is the most important thing that I found that I loved about it.
Now, check this out. You never get bored, because now you're probably saying, well, okay, they probably have a small amount of recipes. You get to have to eat the same stuff over and over again. 14 new recipes like every week.
Yes.
So you never get bored with your food.
At all. And they cater to all of us. Vegetarians, meat eaters, whatever you like, they got us all covered.
So we're going to take care of you. We finna cover y'all right now. So try Every Plate for $1.99 per meal, plus an additional 20% off your next 2 boxes by going to everyplate.com, entering the code PerfectPair199. So if y'all didn't hear that, let me tell y'all something, man. Everyplate.com. That's the website. Go there right now. Enter the promo code PerfectPair199. PerfectPair199. $1.99 per meal, plus an additional 20% off. Y'all don't understand. $1.99 per meal plus an additional 20% off.
Less than a cup of coffee.
There it is,
Just
man.
saying.
Get there.
All right.
Let's get to this formula, because they want to know, how do we do this?
Right.
How do you argue the right way?
Okay, so now that you done got your feelings out, they had to come up with what they were arguing about.
Right.
Both, again, the woman wants to spend more time with her husband, but he acting like he wants to and is feeling forced. And he feels like she always mad, upset, and he ain't trying to be around all that. The fact of the matter is, both of them want to spend more time with each other. That's the bottom line.
Let's go.
That's where we need to start. Period.
Let's go.
So now we realize we're going to do that. What does the husband need to do that you think that he can help make it better for her to want to spend time with her? What, like, for him to want to spend time with her? Like, what does he think he needs to change so she can feel comfortable thinking like he really wants to spend time with her.
That's easy.
Right. So what do you think?
Look, so if we're going to use the same example that you threw out there earlier.
Right. This is it.
He has to just say, okay, well, let me have some pillow talk with my wife. Let me, let's go for a walk and talk while we're walking. Let's just do some little small things that we can start off with to talk, because that's really all she wants. She wants to spend a little bit more intimate time talking and communicating with each other.
That's exactly what she wants.
So those are two things right there. Pillow talk right there while you're laying in bed before you go to bed. Don't go to sleep now. Don't pretend like you're listening.
Right.
Engage in the back and forth conversation.
Sleeping. But anyways, like,
and
no.
go for a walk.
Right.
Walks are great.
They are good. And those are really good things to do. Also, I want to add to that is the man should also know, like, even though she feels like he's being forced to still go. Mm-hmm. Like, if she's being mad and you've actually learned this. Like, when I'm mad and kind of push off this a little bit, even though I'm saying I don't want you around, you're still around now. Like, right. you know that I'm going to still be there.
For the okie doke.
Right. Like, you know that. And I know what he said. He was like, but if I do all of those things, that one time that I don't make time or that one time I don't do it, she blows up.
Yep.
And I've been guilty of that.
Yep.
Like you saying, you were like, okay, this is the one time I did it. She blows up.
Yep.
Now listen, for the men, I'm gonna get to the woman in a minute, but for the men, even though that she may do that, you already expect that. You just gonna have to tough it up, because if y'all are trying to work through this and try to better the relationship, in order to work through something, you got to be willing to change and accept some backlash to it.
Yeah.
But you're showing her that, okay, even though I probably didn't do it the way you want me to this time, I apologize, but I'm here for you. Still be there for her. Still try to talk to her. Still try to spend time, do some quality time. Like, hey, let's go to the beach, or let's go to dinner.
Let's make up for it.
Right. Let's go do something. Even though her attitude may be bad, but you got to be willing. If this is what you want, you got to be willing to just get through it.
Yes. Okay. Now, after he's admitted, my bad, you know what, you're right, my apologies, let's go make up for it, let's go for a walk, or let's go to the beach, let's go whatever. She still can't be in that stank attitude now.
She can't.
The same way, listen, this is what we talk about.
Right.
We mentioned this at the beginning of the situation.
Right.
You both have to work at it. So when she realizes that he made a mistake, he admitted he made a mistake, he apologized about the mistake, let's go have a good time, let's go fix it, blah, blah, blah. She's got to really, okay, you know what? I forgive you. Everything is all good. Let's go. You follow me? She can't stay in that stank attitude trying to see, you messing up again. You doing it again. Because once again, you're never going to get resolved. You're never going to get resolution off of this. So it works in both ways. And I know it's tough. That's why you got to get out your feelings.
Right. But again, like I said, a lot of us don't change overnight. And if you're attempting to change and you're showing change, she should acknowledge that, oh, this is so awesome. But you know how we are. Women, we do get spoiled sometimes when they spoil us so much. So when something doesn't happen, we do have the little attitude. But this is where you got to start checking yourself. But this, again, this is just for the men at this point why I'm saying this.
Right.
Or the other person. Like, he needs to understand, like, still be there. Even though she might backlash. I know it sucks, but.
Can I say one thing before I forget?
Yeah.
And I know we're going to talk about this later on about changing overnight. You said some people can't change overnight. I disagree with that. Now, there's some things in life that it takes time. Like if you're a drug addict, if you're alcoholic, okay, it takes time. You got to slowly but surely, get some help and wean off of that. But at the end of the day, if you want to change something, it's up to you to mentally and make that doggone change and say, I'm not doing it no more. And then just stop doing it. So, yes, I believe things can change overnight, but that's a whole nother episode.
Right. I'm about to say, he goes in, and the way I feel like you can make a change, you can make a decision in your mind that I'm going to change today, and you are changing today no matter what. So the next day you have a different mindset. Now, will you have some setbacks because you're in the process of changing? Yes, it will, but not to say that it's going to be completely changed and you're all the way turned over.
Right.
Because it's almost like working out. I made a mindset that I'm going to work out, do better, eat healthy. That's a mindset that I made a change that day and haven't stopped, but it's still a progress as I'm going through it.
Yeah.
I have setbacks every now and again, but still.
But even the setbacks, you choose to set yourself back. I'm just saying.
I See, again,
like I said, that's a whole other episode.
Right. Anyway, so now, because he goes so deep into it, and he doesn't think like a woman, and he also he lacks empathy. So that's another thing. He gets over shit too fast and be done and whatever.
That can be good and bad, but
right. That's what I'm saying. It's a good and bad thing for him. But okay, now on to the woman. Now the woman, what she needs to do is control her attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can control yourself. Stop feeling like you getting mad because he's not being here and always questioning him if he's gonna show up or does he feel forced. Like, enjoy being around him. Stop always looking like, I feel like it's forced.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you doing something. Like, why are you here? And having this attitude. Stop taking things so serious.
Now, come on now, say that again.
Because to me, she came off like she just felt so serious about things that she couldn't just relax and just enjoy her husband because it was always something.
Right.
So it's like, stop.
Come on now.
Breathe.
Preach.
Relax. It's okay. I used to have a bad problem with, like, I have everything planned out what we're going to do for today. And if it doesn't go right, as soon as one little thing will go wrong, my attitude is just shot.
Done.
Because I'm like, ugh. And he's just like, kind of, let's go for the flow.
Yeah.
Let's go with it. Like, it happens.
Remix. Let's shift over here.
Right.
It's like a detour.
Right. So she has to understand all this arguing, the attitude, and you being upset does not help your mate want to be around you. You're pushing them further away from you. And then it makes them not want to talk to you. So you got to understand that do you want to talk to somebody that always got an attitude and every time you got to watch what you say? No. So neither does your husband.
Straight
I'm just saying.
Boo-boo.
Okay. So now that she understands there's things that both of them need to work on to make this work so they can get past this argument. Mm-hmm. They both want to spend time together. Now they both know what they need to do to get past this so they can spend more time together. Now, one thing I don't want either one of y'all doing is waiting to see if the other person's going to change.
Uh-oh. Come on. You just sparked the nerve right there.
Don't do that.
Don't turn this into a freaking silly game.
Right. Don't do that. Because if you do that, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have an attitude because you feel like they not trying hard enough. Mm-hmm. They not doing this. Oh, okay. So I bet I'm not going to change. He ain't going to change, so I'm not going to change.
Hey, you go first.
Right.
No, you go first.
Because that was my attitude for the longest. Like, oh, okay. Or I would be like, I'm going to hold off. I'm going to hold out.
Yep.
Wait, I'm going to stay mad. I ain't going to say nothing. I ain't going to talk to him until he does this, until he does this. And it makes your whole life miserable because every day you're fighting to stay mad.
Even when he or she is not around, you just sitting there mad with yourself.
Because you're fighting to stay mad. Like, you're fighting yourself to stay mad, and it's just so unnecessary. And at the end of the day, how I see it is if you're starting to change yourself, you're going to inspire them to want to change.
Uh-oh.
And it's almost like if, like, you're watching somebody. I use this example because it always resonates with me. It's like when you see somebody working out and you see that woman or that man, like me, it's woman. So I see a woman, she lost all this weight. Her whole life is changing. She's glowing. She looks amazing. It's just like, oh my God.
Motivate you a little bit.
It motivated me to be like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I can do that. I want to do this stuff. So instead of making it seem like it was requiring me to kind of get in shape and look better and feel good about myself, it inspired me. It made me want to do it just by seeing that other person do it.
It's called contagious.
Right. And so just think, if you're doing something and you're consistent and you're showing them and you showing them and you showing them, all of a sudden he's going to be inspired to want to wine and dine you. He's going to want to be around you. He's going to want to hug on you. He's going to want to love on you. He's going to want to spend more quality time with you because now he can talk to his best friend again.
Come on. Ooh, say that part again.
Because he can finally talk to his best friend.
Let me tell you something. Ain't nothing more frustrating from a man when best friend over here is got a stank attitude all the time. And even when, because most women want men to be able to talk to them. Mm-hmm. They want to be able to have a conversation with them. Mm-hmm. Like when you're talking to your girlfriends, ladies, so when we, finally get to that space, that becomes one of those, oh, honey moments. Right. And that's what you want to get. But if you got stank attitude all the time and you always frustrated, any little thing triggers you, we don't even want to spark a conversation with you.
And their situation remind me a lot of him because he does not do any kind of conversation.
He's
not about that life.
Here's another thing, and you can touch on this. Mm-hmm. If I'm talking to you about something that I heard about, read about, seen on TV, whatever, and you bring that situation into our relationship.
Oh.
and get mad about it. Like if I'm talking about, hey, did you hear about so and so cheated on so and so, whatever, celebrity couple, whatever, and get to talking about it, instead of having like, no, man, I didn't hear about that. Oh man, that's messed up. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, whatever, and leaving it at that. Don't bring our relationship or your relationship into that, and next thing you know, you arguing like I'm the one that did it.
I'm still working. Not playing. Because I ain't gonna lie, you see some Lifetime movies and Snap on what these men be doing to their women. I tell him every day, I will be on CNN. I'm not playing. I will be on worldwide news. It will be breaking news. It'll be y'all watching BET, and when they had that breaking news sign, it'll go across there. It's gonna go on Sports Center, on ESPN. It's gonna go on every channel saying breaking news, light skinned girl and from Texas. Done snap, because you see some of the stuff they do and you just look at them like, I wish you would. Like, it's just one of those like, I wish you would type moments.
But see, here's the deal. We can joke about it now because we've been there and done that. And
because we learn to argue about facts and realize when I do say that, I might be looking at him sideways, but I'm really not looking at him sideways. But I really want him to know, like, don't.
Right.
Don't.
There's a way to do it.
Right. Don't you do that.
This is how we argue. Like,
no, for real. Because I done looked at him sideways this last week on a lot of stuff. I really have. I was looking at him like.
She get mad now. Like when we really disagree on something. And she trying to get in her little mad situation. It's funny to me now, and I just start laughing and chuckling about stuff.
Me too.
But she does the same thing. Like when I get mad and I'm bothered, she starts just laughing
on accident. Like no, because
but here's the deal. That's phenomenal therapy, because now when she laughs so much, or I laugh so much at her, you almost can't hold in your anger, because it's like, listen, it ain't funny. It start off, it ain't funny. I don't know what you're laughing at. It ain't funny.
Right.
But when you keep laughing.
I know, you can't. You
just
like,
start
I'm not trying to laugh. I'm supposed to be mad.
Exactly. Because we put the feelings aside.
Yes, we did.
So that's another tip. I mean, listen, it takes practice. But man, listen.
If you both gotta want to do it. At the end of the day, it's the same thing about being in a relationship. In order for the relationship to work, y'all both gotta want the relationship to work.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all both want the relationship to work, it will work. If you both want to get through that argument and not want to deal with that no more, y'all will work together. You both gotta work it at the end of the day.
Boss. There it is, man. So hope you enjoyed that episode. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget the Perfect Pair Podcast, the relationship incubator online course. We're going to 10x your relationships, personal and business and professional relationships, man. Talking about the credit situation, the investment opportunities, stacking your money, making your money, what to do with your money, all that kind of good stuff.
All right.
That's coming up, man. So get ready. It's going down.
See y'all next week.
Doses.